It's about 7:30 a.m. in June 2022 as we approach Durumi Area 1 internally displaced persons camp in Abuja Municipal Area Council local government. Leaving the busy entropy of Area 1 bridge, driving into a community with hundreds of people whose lives have been altered beyond their control. The big question is, can their lives ever get back to the way it was before farmers and herders clashed, which hurt them out of the lifestyle they once knew to that of the unknown and an unpredictable future?
To say, the way that government promised us that they want to find a place, build even a single room, purpose for one site. This the IDP, put gate, build everything. This the IDP. No, if you don't get family, you no go enter this place. You will be okay. Nothing will happen to us. But they promise us, we dey waiting. This commissioner will come, they go. They leave the matter for table. Another one they come, they get the matter, you leave family. How long? We have, like me now, I reach I'm going to 9 years to 10 years because I'm the first person came here. Some 8 years, some 7 years, some 4 years. So, and they're talking that we are going back. Last year, this year, I went my home. I went to Durumi. I even went to church with export. Which life we are going to continue doing there again? Before you enter your hometown, the export will carry you go there, and the mark where you go stand. If you pass this mark, now you stand. You have already saved your life. So, still here, peace is not important in our place.
An internally displaced person is someone who is forced to leave their home but remains within their country's borders. They are often referred to as refugees, although they do not fall within the legal definitions of a refugee. At the end of 2014, it was estimated that there were about 38.2 million IDPs worldwide, the highest level since 1989. The first year for which global statistics on IDPs are available. As of May 3rd, 2022, Nigeria is number 12 amongst the top 13 countries with the largest IDP populations, with 1.2 million displaced persons. The IDP camp was originally created for the needy and the less privileged until it opened arms to internally displaced persons as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency.
I said, I don't know the time that I'm going back because I see pepe for my eyes. I see pepe. My brain, they have already charged. If I start narrating what happened to me, so I don't have anybody for village for my town now. I don't have it. So I don't think that I'm going back. It's my home. I don't say no place like home. I love my place, but it's not safe. It's not safe. So we are starting crying to the government. No God touch them. No God touch them. Even the soldiers myself, sometimes I'm pitying them. You know they kill them. Any first man where I see, me I'm pitying them because my husband is the first man. Because of many lives of people, I lost my own husband. It's only me now. Only me I'm suffering. And he died for so many people's lives because he wants safe life. He lost his own. So only me now I'm suffering.
The extreme surge in violence early that year led to people fleeing beyond the towns of the northeast and far into the center of Nigeria. Its capital, Abuja, became a destination for many as it was considered safe and a place of opportunity. Today, over 2.9 million people are living in displacement in Nigeria due to conflict and violence. Each year, hundreds of thousands are forced out of their damaged and destroyed homes by floods, and an unknown number flees from shrinking livelihood opportunities linked to water scarcity and environmental degradation across the country. Once displaced, many people join the ranks of the urban poor and live at risk of forced evictions in marginalized city centers. It has been estimated that between 70 and 80% of all IDPs are women and children. Durumi IDP camp was established itself in 2014 after thousands of people fled the attacks on villages in the northeast of the country by Boko Haram, Islamic groups, and ISWAP attack affecting 26 million people living in the northwest, with 8.7 million of them in need of humanitarian assistance, and 6.5 million of these people are estimated to be in the three most affected states of Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe. Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, is the epicenter of the insurgency. It is home to about 1 million internally displaced persons, all victims of the Boko Haram and ISWAP attacks. The city has scores of official and unofficial camps in Aunos Stadium, Bakassi, Muna Garage, Gubbio, Dalori 1 and 2, dripping with IDPs who are struggling for limited food. Abuja is understood to attract increasing number of displaced persons, but current estimates of how many internally displaced people live in the city are shaky and unofficial numbers do not exist. In Durumi, there are over 2,740 people in and around the camp, all fled here in 2014 from the northeast, suffering years of displacement with no end in sight. This has led to the existence of 4 IDP camps in Abuja at Lugbe, Area 1, New Kuchingoro, and Kuje IDP camp. For 63-year-old widow Liatu Ayuba, life took a drastic turn after her hometown, Chibok in Borno State, was invaded by herders in 2011 as Durumi IDP, Area 1 camp soon became home for herself and her children.
In 2011. First of all, my husband is a military man. He died in active service because of this Boko Haram issue. They killed my husband in Bama, local government. From there, I born 5 children, but I did 6. I born twins. The third born of my son, his name is Daniel. So he's in the way going to school. We don't know that those Boko Haram people put bomb inside. So my son can't step the bomb. So the bomb can't excuse with him. And we thank God it's not breaking down, so you know scatter him, but fire, chop him, chop flesh, everything. So we stay for good 3 months and 2 weeks in the teaching hospital in Durumi, and the boy is not feeling. The boy is not feeling. So from there, the doctors told me that, why is my husband? I said, I love my husband. My husband died in this Boko Haram. So now all this money that we are spending is you not get husband. I say yes. What is your business? I say I'm a businesswoman. I don't give insurance and I'm shattering food to Lagos. From Lagos I went to Kotonu. From Kotonu I spend like 1 week. I come back to the that's my business. Madam, let me tell you the truth. Honestly speaking, this boy is not free. It will not heal quickly. It will reach like a 1 year or 2 years. So we are going to put the boy for air, maybe to get help from people. From there, there is one organization, they called Stephan's organization. They saw my son, they called me, I come for same night in Jos. From there, they asked me, what did you want me to do want them to do for me? I said, if they will take care of my son, their responsibility, because I don't have husband. Everything that I have is finished. I don't have anything now. So they called the main chapter, the main district office. They have it in UK, United Kingdom. They call the people, they narrate my story, they send them my picture. So they send me 100,000 naira to come and carry my son to Jos, Jankwano. So from there, I carry my son, we call Jankwano, they say they cannot do this, handle this case, it's past their power. So from there, they contact me here. There is one man, one doctor. He's an MD in Gogolada Skin and Orthopedic Hospital. So he has a private hospital in Nyanya, Federal Housing. This is the man that collects us because he is the one that he is doing all the this thing just people, that a crisis of just people is the man that is treating them. So we stayed there for good two years. Yeah, they are doing skin graft for Daniel. They are bringing me from United Kingdom. They are putting for a body. Good 2 years. After 2 years, Daniel healed. So the doctor discharged us, and 1 year follow up. We are coming follow up. So now Daniel is healed. That is why I'm in Abuja. This is the way that I came to Abuja, because of the crisis of Boko Haram. And I'm the first person that came here, because Boko Haram started from state to local government, from local government to village. The Boko Haram started it from state, in Borno State. After killing my husband, before he's in Imo State, he's serving in Imo State. As this thing happening, they said they should go back for peacekeeping in their own state. So my husband come to Borno, so I stay in Barak in Borno. So that day they killed my husband. I mean, Imo State before I come to Borno. So I stay in Barak in Borno. So that's the way that I find myself here, and I'm the first person. After they finished with state, say that I could remember as this Boko Haram start, we are sending our children, we are sending our neighbors to our villages, to our local governments. So they send a letter, they say, no way they will enter everywhere in this Nigeria. You better may you stay for the place that you are, because they will follow. We say, even yourself, when they will go to Chibok, when they will go to Goza, when my people go there. So before I know Pakistan, I didn't see they did my village.
Although one would expect some semi-permanent infrastructure in the camp, just past the entrance of the camp are makeshift tents and shacks made from plastic sheets, sack bags and pieces of wood under trees, a few toilet cabins made from corrugated iron sheets, lack of electricity, and little else. This looks like anything but a long-term solution. In Durumi, like in so many other towns and cities across the globe, the absence of tenure security means people hesitate to invest in expensive but sustainable building material. Instead, they make do with second-hand corrugated iron, plastic sheeting and plywood that they can buy at low prices at the pantakers nearby local markets. This has a negative effect on the residents of the IDP camp, as they have little or no covering over their heads during the rainy season, and the ripple effect of health challenges arising from an unhygienic environment. This is evidence as Liatu confirms that hepatitis is the new normal in the camp.
Say this facility that we are seeing, not only government did this one for us, and even the place that we are here is only this place. I think it's relevant to government, because it's FRS people, FRS, that school, Inner Revenue Training School. Those are the people they give us this land that we see our people. But the others one, Gwari people give us, did not say government. You understand? So we have a big problem like that this during rainy season like this. If you go inside the room now, no matter how you repair the house, no matter how you manage, water are dropping inside, except you put them for up. But if it is lion or if it is sack, water are dropping inside. Everywhere is soaked. Everywhere is soaked. Like rainy season that is in the night like that, you can't sleep. You just trying to pack your children from one side, and you are sweeping water and you are mopping water, and it's not every tent that has flow, and not every tent that has Vitafoam. You understand? Some they are just spraying mats or spraying their wrapper for the ground like this. Child they sleep on top of it. You understand? So we have some fly. I don't know, insect they are producing egg. If your clothes no dry, if the place is soft, so before you know, after 2 days, 3 days, you go see you are starting scratching your body, children are crying. Before you know, the place will swallow up. Before you know, the place will be like pots inside. If you just press like that, worm are coming inside the flesh. So this one, since we came this camp, we are going to, some they are going to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. We have some 8 years here, ma. We are suffering from this problem, and we are crying to people that how we are going to do. So the health primary care come and check it. They tell us that this thing, we're supposed to lose the bacha, we do it with the zinc, or we build with the mold, so this thing will come out. If not, if it is this nylon, we will never, this thing will never leave us. And secondly, we don't have toilets. It's only this place have toilets. The Gwari people, they are not ready for to give toilets. So our women, they are going to bush, even the children. So, and you know, say personal hygiene. If you go, come and wash hand before you eat something, before you take something. Children cannot do this thing. They will forget. Even the we elders, myself, sometimes you go forget. You go meet your friend. Take this one, test, and you go put your hand and eat. And from there, fever, vomiting, even hepatitis. All those ones, we have it plenty in the camp because of the personal hygiene. We cannot control it because the facility that we are living, no matter you try to make it to be clean, it will be hard for you. You are trying yourself, but the toilet is not, you don't have toilet. You're supposed to go bush and come back. So the women are complaining for toilet infection. All the women, no woman that you meet her, they will tell you, say, toilet infection are disturbing her. You understand? And this toilet infection sometimes it will make a woman to be get big problem for stomach.
Grace Meikano is a community health practitioner employed by an NGO to work in the IDP camp clinic to give free treatment to sick patients. The Lugbe resident, who resumes work at 8 a.m. and closes by 4:30 p.m. or sometimes 6 p.m. depending on the bulk of work, narrates her ordeal as the matron of the clinic, where they lack medical equipment and only receive support from non-governmental bodies and personnel. Grace experienced difficulty checking her patient's blood pressure, and the batteries, which have been recycled, were already dead. When Grace encounters a situation beyond her control, based on available health facilities, she calls the doctors who come periodically to see patients, and they refer the patients to general hospitals in town where they have to pay for treatment. She discloses that cough, catarrh, malaria, typhoid, and diarrhea are the common diseases in the environment. Measles outbreak has led to the loss of 2 children in the camp this year. Knowing the state of living at the IDP camp, how feasible is it for residents at the IDP camp to afford medical bills?
What we do is this: we treat malaria, typhoid, fever. We receive delivery. If any complicated issue, we refer them to other hospitals so that they can be able to manage the people very well. But this minor cough, catarrh, we manage them here. As you can see, we are not having drugs now. It's NGO or individual that normally bought drugs and bring it here. So me now, I'm employed by an NGO to be working here. At times, if there is no drugs, she will also buy drugs. She will join, she and this woman, that logo that you see outside, they will join money, then they will buy drugs. But as you can see now, there is no drugs, except if people, individual, buy or any NGO. There is no help from any government or anything. Like now, people wanted to come in because they are not feeling fine, but there is no drugs. No drugs to give to them. That is one of the challenges. No equipment, let me just say so. If you want to clean the facility, no Omo, no Spirit, no jig, all these things, which needed to be available for easy access to be able to use it.
A challenge that is difficult to control in the IDP camp is childbirth. Even when people don't eat, they have a desire to have sex. It is a human need that cannot be taken away from the IDPs, and most of them have their wives with them. During our visit, we came across quite a number of pregnant women with little children who came for antenatal. Leah to confirm this, as she also delivered over 150 children since her stay in the camp. In a recent report, the Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Dr. Emmanuel Shio disclosed that between January and July, no fewer than 70 births have been recorded at the internally displaced persons camps in the state. Efforts are made by NGOs and other bodies to stem the number of childbirths at the camps. However, the aspect that has been tried to control is that of young persons within the camps, sleeping with each other and also other forms of sex that are unlawful and are forbidden in the camps. The community health practitioner laments that some of the women deliver their babies at home, sometimes with the help of their neighbors or fellow women, as that is not their first experience. The clinic engages in antenatal sessions to enable the women get acquainted to come to the clinic for delivery. When Grace is not around, the traditional birth attendance persons would receive the delivery.
At times, some of them will not deliver here. They go to the primary health care to deliver there. At times, again, they feel reluctant to stay in their houses and deliver. But few of them will come here, maybe in a month, let me say 5 to 6. They will come here to come and deliver here.
The challenge has also spilled over to the frontiers country of Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic, creating one of the worst refugees crises in the world. Leah Ayuba narrates how she became a midwife in the camp following rejection of their pregnant members in government hospitals.
So the purposely that I'm starting delivery here is because of one of our women. Our woman, she's coming from Cameroon. She trekked from Cameroon 3 weeks. She come down to Yola. From there, she comes here with one wrapper. So this woman, she get 7 months pregnant, and that sickness, eclampsia, that sickness that eating your tongue, you can't catch this one. So we cannot handle this one, and the stomach, no reach 9 years. We took her to the hospital. They say you should bring 150,000. Why you go see this money? We try to get, we don't get this money and take save life. They tell us that, okay, if we treat her, who will pay the money? We say we will go find them, but save the life now first. You IDP are disturbing this thing. I told her, yeah, madam, don't talk that one, don't talk that nonsense. You assume that we go buy this with our money. Well, we don't know this thing will happen to us. As you don't know the time when we go die. Now, so we don't know this thing happen to us. So no try to tell me this thing. You cannot say this thing not happen to you. It's not going to fire. Why am I praying this thing for her? I said to trade this one. And now so the woman died. She died. And the baby come out. Tell this baby to autopay. They say they know the even 150 naira not get. Why I go see this money paid? Now so the baby die. They tell me say I should bring 115,000 before I carry the phone. I say what I go do with the body? Person where they alive, you don't save her. Person where they suffer, you don't save her. What I go carry this to the body go and pay 150,000. If I get that money, since I give you to deliver to do the surgery for woman or person to save life, I don't get time. You don't save her life. No, now you are telling me that I will pay this one. I can't do this one. So one woman, a social welfare, she's passing like that. So what happened, madam? I narrate the story for her. She tell me that, okay, come. She give me one for my sleep. You sold 3 or 4 pieces for me. I go there, I stamp, I go there, I stamp, I go there with one of our coordinator, Idrissa Halilu. Baba Idris Halilu. Na Unami and him, we sign everything. She give me, she tell me, say, go and meet them. I give them before they give us the puff. They come there with the puff. So I tell them that me I'm a Christian, as we see me, and I'm a good leader. Since I love my husband, me I know God is doing a lot for me. So I pray to God that God, I will start delivering women in this camp, because I grew from my grandmother. She is a TBA. I know how to deliver a woman, but my mother told me, I know reach the time to deliver a woman. I should not do. That's why I'm not doing it. But now God help me, I will do it. From 2014 to 2022. Honestly speaking, let me tell you, I'm delivering women in this camp. Even our neighbors, they are coming. Even for estate, they are calling me because there is one TV, up TV, they came here. That time I'm delivering women here. From day one, they are capturing me. I finish deliver her. I do everything successfully, and I discharge the woman. So she take my video, she sent to the people, even my number, and people are calling me anytime to go and deliver women in the house. So no any woman die, no any child die. I'm telling you the truth. And I never ever add blood for woman, and I never ever put even drip. Except if I see the woman call up, I will put it. So the way that I know how to put drips is there is one man, alleged Antata. He's the person that he took us all the traditional birth attendants in the. We know, so we have 18 camps in this Abuja FCT, 18 camps, and I'm the coordinator of the women leaders of these 18 camps. So this Antata, he took all the women leaders, the Ngosmas, they teach us, they give us more experience in the hospital, in the private hospital. So I know how to put drip, I know how to fix drip, I know how to inject, I know how to treat a woman, I know how I will check woman. If I cannot deliver this woman, I will refer them to the hospital because I don't have equipment for my place. I don't have anything where even the baby gone down, you know, they breathe. But they give us the one where we go put the rubber, where we go put for the nurse, we draw the water if the baby soak. All those one we learn it. But the one we pass our power, we just take off. Go to the hospital. Even the baby they breach, we will say go to the hospital, go scan, we see the scan. If the scan is not good, we send you, we refer you to the hospital. That's how we are controlling this our clinic. And now presently now, if you enter the clinic, no drugs, no even my labor room, nothing. I delivered 3 women yesterday. The day before yesterday, 3 women I deliver. You understand? And it's my personal money. I buy something, I help them. The one way they get. The one way no get, I me buyer, I help them with it. So no any help from government apart this people, organization, NGOs, all those one individual people. And this clinic is not donated by any government. You see the people that donated this clinic is NAFAD. NAFAD is 8. Now they deliver this clinic for us. And the way that clinic claims is the way that I'm delivering the women in the tent. So I cried to them. And even the Dr. Aisha, she saw how we are delivering women in the camp. Like this time around, before we know, if rain starts, the butcher, the breast will carry the head, leave you and the lady. It was, I think it was 2018. I'm delivering one woman here. Please come carry the head. See me beat the child. And the newborn baby she's starting convulsion. She's doing like this. And I saw one woman came like that with that car. I ran to her. I said, help us. I said, what is going on? She come out for this rain. She can't see how the baby is doing. And she see blood anyway. And she just surprised. What is this, madam? I said, no, I deliver her. She said, Jesus. What happened with the baby? I said, you now rain the baby. This baby, she cannot take this rain home. She can't carry us with that blood. I just called the man, just carry the baby, put inside the one wrapper like this. We go to the Yaya General Hospital. Now the woman, now she spent everything 2 months. This baby, she's still here. She's the one that she treats. She get everything for that child, for that newborn baby for General Hospital Yaya. From there, so I can't tell this woman. She said, okay, she will try to find this container for me. So she found the container, we share the container into 2. Before his brother, he is coming here to treat our children. Inside this, we have one clinic here. The power is Naowa. Those are the one that give us this one. It's a Brate woman, chief of staff. Yes. She's one that she brought that small clinic. So the brother of the woman, she's working inside that clinic. So he is the person that called his sister, tell her how we are suffer delivering women in the camp. So she brought this one. So I go for commission, I tell them, write down. Dictionary finish, biro finish, paper finish, no feedback. So I say I will not write anything to them now. I'm just crying to people. As we see us like this, no any government that give us paracetamol for this clinic. So the one that will not handle it, will tell you that go and find money. Go to the hospital. We cannot this. We cannot get anything we will give you here. Like this hepatitis, like this BP, like this sugar, like this all this high fever, all those one. Why we go see doctor when they give them? Why we go see doctor when we go train this one, train all those one? If the problem is past our power, we just call them. They will show us. If we have it, they will show us the way we are going to do. Or they will come by themselves to check that person. If not, they will settle. Refer to hospital. If you get money, go. If you don't get money, wait. We are dying. You go die. Now so we are not seeing our children here.
The crisis, which is mainly triggered by insurgency and banditry, has induced insecurity and severe malnutrition, as there is severe hunger in these encampments. The Special Assistant to Speaker, Humanitarian Affairs Office, Hamza Ibrahim Baba, identified some deficits in the welfare and health of the internally displaced persons and has therefore called on the bodies in charge to provide a durable solution.
We have a National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs. The National Assembly also, they are doing their best. They have, passed the amendment law of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs. But also, the gaps are so many. We have gaps in the issues of the education of these children you have seen. We have the issues of healthcare. We have sanitation and hygiene. We have issues of even the shelter. You can see they are living in a very dilapidated and very unhygienic shelter. Come to the aid of these people. There's so many things to do. There's so many things to do in the issues of the water, provision of water and sanitation. So many things to do on even the nutritional issues. They need some nutrition. If you see some of the children are malnourished and what I do. Yeah, there's what we call durable solution. And that is the mandate of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs. You know, NEMA, we have another agency, NEMA. NEMA is just to stabilize while the Commission provides durable solutions, sustainable solutions. And these sustainable solutions, we're talking about returning these people back to where they came from, but they have to go back in safety and dignity. And that is where the problem lies. The security situation is still fragile, so we cannot force them to go. Under international humanitarian law, you cannot force these women and children to go back. So now, the other option is to relocate them. And even this relocating, we have to do it with their consent. And I can see government is making efforts. The law, if passed into law, will drive its funding for ecological funds and some other things. So we see a lot of IDP resettlement cities, not even camps again. You understand? And then we'll see livelihoods. We'll see how we can actually help them in their livelihoods, support them in some vocational training and some other things. And it has been happening. You know, there are a lot of constituency projects going on. There are a lot of well-meaning individuals. Even the National Commission of Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, they are doing their best, teaching these people, equipping them with some kits so that they can support their livelihoods. So these are some of the, pathways to sustainable, durable solutions.
Despite the specific provisions of the Nigeria Constitution, Section 51, subsection 1 of the Act states, every child has the right to free, compulsory, and universal education, universal basic education, and it shall be the duty of the government in Nigeria to provide such education. Many teenagers, like Majiga in IDP camps, are currently out of school with no hope of returning back to school, except the government takes drastic steps to address the issue of insecurity in the state. The children residing at Durumi IDP camp attend a school created by an NGO in their premises. The school, which accommodates 100 children, tutors only nursery students, as most of the children, even at the age of 6 in the camp, could not read and write before the commencement of the school. Becky Ifere is a volunteer teacher employed by the NGO, she gives us a brief history of how it all started.
Actually, we started, that was last year, May 31st. That's when we started. When we came, it was really easy to gather the children and let them know that they are in school. It was not easy. Like the first 1 week, they find it very hard to stay in the class. If they come in the morning, it's all cry. They will cry. Sometimes we leave them to go before the closing time so that they will not overstress themselves. So as time goes on, they get to know that this place is a different environment entirely. They started adjusting. But now we have spent almost like a year here and they are used to it. So now they will be the ones to come to school by themselves and they're always eager to learn. Like when it's time to write, even those that are not really yet fully writing, everybody wants to do something now. Like when we came, we get to find out that even those that are 6 years, they can't even hold pencil. Actually, what my boss was planning of doing is primary. But when we get to find out that they can't even hold pencil to write ABCD, they don't even know ABCD, they don't even know letters or numbers or all that. So we have to move it down to nursery. Let's start from the basics of education to take them before we can proceed to that primary. So we have to take them back in learning their letters and their numbers. So that's where we started from. So the age range that we have here is from that 3 to 6 years.
Becky informed our team that the children encountered difficulties assimilating what has been taught by the teachers as a result of malnutrition.
Coming with food, no. I would say feeding is really an issue for them because you can see their environment is not really that conducive. It's not really that conducive. And I would say for them, they are finding it very hard to cope with education because they are not really feeding well. Sometimes in the morning, some of them might come, they have not eaten. And if they come, you will see that the food that they came with is not that really something that you can think of a child to eat in the morning to be ready to learn. So it's not really, their feeding is very poor. I guess they are really having a challenge of feeding. They are not really eating well. That's the reason why they are finding it very hard to learn. Because a child that does not feed well, there's no way that child can learn. Even when we are still small, that we are going to school, if you do not eat well, you cannot learn in the class. No matter what the teacher is saying, you find it very hard to assimilate anything. So feeding is really an issue for them. Feeding is really an issue for them, and the environment is not really that conducive for them because sometimes some of them, they will fall ill. Maybe you see this one this week, next week that one is not in school. You ask what is the problem, they tell you it's not feeling fine. So there's a lot really affecting them, but I just believe that they will come out with it. I guess the challenges that you have is between them and their parents because some of them, they will come to school today and they will not come tomorrow. I guess the challenges is just mainly their feeding, them falling ill often. Because the time that a child is supposed to do this particular thing and for like a month, that child is not in school. When he comes back, he has gone back, we start from the beginning again. So it's them, today they will be in school, tomorrow they will not be in school, as the issues of not healthy, not feeling well, ill. I guess that's just the more challenge that we have. But if there is any other, I guess my NGO make provision of anything that we need. And most especially, I would say maybe the environment, if there is any way they can be able to. Because this class now is just this class. Like them now, if they are pressed that they want to read, there is no place around here for them to use. The toilet that they have is already spoiled. I don't know, because when we came newly, they repair it, so I don't know. It looks as if all of them, they started using it and the place got bad again and no one to repair it. If there is anybody to put it in place, and if you put it in place, you can be able to know how to manage it for the school. I guess that's another aspect of challenge that we have. Them, when they are praised, for them to go and ease themselves and all that.
The materials used by the teachers and students in the school are made available by the NGO. The students are not given take-home assignments because of the living conditions in the environment, as most of them end up misplacing the books and they do not come back to school with the books given to them.
Like everything we are doing in the class, we do it together. Due to the way the environment is, we do everything in the class. Because we might give them book, tomorrow you might not see the book. So everything we'll try as much as we can within the time range that we have to do everything that we want to do in the class. Like when we came in the morning, some are finished doing their work activity for the day. Once they came, we just give them something they have to write, read it and write it in the class before they go. So if they come the next day, we'll try to refresh on what we did the previous day to know how well they have assimilated before we move on. So these are the things that we do. We don't really give them book to go home with because we don't know whether the book will return back the next day because the environment is not really that conducive to say that you allow them to go with the book. Even when an NGO came and give them their textbook, they were kind of, their woman leader was kind of, not to give them, if you give them the textbook, you won't see the next day, you just tear it as they are going. So we just have to kind of keep all their books in school. So everything they want to do, we do it in school before they go home with it.
The proud teacher shares her success story as the students have improved greatly in their academics.
There is great improvement because when we started, some of them you will be speaking English like this. You'll be saying hi, they'll be looking at you. You say hello, they'll be looking at you. You say good morning, they'll be looking at you. So to greet was an issue because what my boss noticed was that greeting. He said we should try and work on it. So work on the greeting. Like now, if you come, if you greet them, they will respond. So in their letters and numbers, they can be able to recite their letters from A to Z. Numbers from 1 to 100. There are some that can recite and write. There are some of them that can recite and write 1 to 100 without any assistance. Just write it and give to them. They will just go and do it and bring it back to you. So there have been great improvement. There are so many things when we started they cannot do, but now, even the national anthem, because what we will take it, that was last year. I guess last year when they are doing Independence Day, there is some people that came to the camp. They were saying recite the national anthem. That was what they organized for them. We are in school. So none of them can, even the children, they cannot. So we are kind of, to recite the national anthem is an issue. But now, ask them to recite the national anthem. They will stand up, recite the national anthem, and recite their pledge very well. So there have been a great improvement, truly. There is a really improvement.
The woman leader, Leatu, gives her thoughts on the state of education and shares the reasons why primary school is no longer available in the camp.
When you complain for school, you come here, you see now, it's only nursery here. But before we have primary 1 to 6 here, you understand, all those ones is school before. So those ones that did this school, the purpose that did this one, they give us volunteer teachers, they are teaching our children here. And we go far, they just call me and ask me like, Mommy, I want to tell you something. This school isn't registered under government. I say, no. No. If they're free school here, they cannot get subscribe. So go to the NEMA, go to the human rights, go to the government and talk to them. Try to them, let them register the school. We do tire, no feedback. So our children can't stay 1 year, no school. So from here, we gather ourselves, chairman gather ourselves, we do meeting. Me, I tell them that those people where they come, they help us, not the government, they are coming and help us. Those our people, individual people, Christian and Muslim organization, and the schools, purpose, let us try to them. Maybe they will take some children to the government school. So those children that will see this morning that they are going to the school, not any government register one child to the school. All is people, individual people, NGOs, non-governmental NGOs. Some they will carry 50, 40, some they will carry 20, and they put them for the Durumi LEF area 1 and the place and places. We have school at the back, government school. So they put those children. CDS, children are on the ground. They are not going to school. CDL now. And this one that we see is the personal person that did the school, put the children, bring the teacher, and he's paying the teacher. It's not working. You understand? So we have this problem. And now the major problem now that now if you go around the camp, you see plenty children that are not going to school and they are paying their school fees. Ask me why. In the morning now, you get 5 children. All of them, they will need to eat. They will need to carry something. They will need transport money for you to go to school. Now, no Okada 15 naira, na 100 naira. 5 children, you must give them every day 1,000 go come. Every day. What of the food that they will give them in the morning before they go to school? If you don't have this money, the one that they reach like 14 or 16 years, if you pursue them by force by fire, 3 can go. They will go hide themselves in the river. We have river for our side. They get bad friends. Before you know, they will start taking these drugs abuse. Before you know, your child don't go with that. You understand? And the small one, you cannot pursue them. They cannot go be far. So the women are complaining and they say, woman leader, I don't know this one. No. We try to people to take our children to school. Now they are paying school fees. And now, see, in the morning, nothing will give child to go to school. It better make the government, they hear our crying. Make they come and register this school like begging. So that if it is here, I'm the one that I'm cooking food for them here. They will eat lunch. And people are bringing plenty things. If they come, they see children and in the school. They give them books, they bring them uniform, they bring indomie, they bring spaghetti. I'm the one that I'm cooking them here. Cook the food for them. They will eat lunch. And when they go back into the class, before the class, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they will go back to the house. Before you know, 4 o'clock, they will come for Islamic school again. So they will go for church. No time to play. But now, our children now, they don't spoil. They don't spoil. Pata. The one wanted to go to school, they did. The one wanted to go follow bad friends, they did. Even they lead them to date.
As a result of the absence of tenure security, the residents at the Durumi IDP camp are vulnerable and susceptible to the prevalent challenges of insecurity, which in turn affects young boys and girls because evil communication corrupts good manners.
Recently, 1 week ago now, you know, say these private people when they say something here, we will come meet them here. You understand? So this is they come to find a suspect here, and they get the suspect here. And some of our children, that's the place I give them food. They say they will not carry this suspect. Why? They no go do. We are trying, even my child, they are trying to confuse them. I'm waiting you have your own. As they take their suspect, go. It's not you. What will be your own problem? They will start exchanging words with those PSAs. Even one person carry stone hit the Oga Pata for the head. Blood they come. So they started shooting anyhow. And now one person died. And now two persons in the hospital. They decide them to go before it's taken. You understand? And it's because the issue of Boko Haram. Why we go see all these things? And this place now, that's why I tell them that those guys that are doing this one, they don't have family here. Now only them, if the thing scatter, they will just carry their leg from where I live. We will get children here. Uncle. Now we go to the sofa. This flying bullet, if you say you get a woman in the house and you are innocent, and this person will die, let me tell you, he's an innocent boy. He just come from Lagos, he want to go to the village. He just come, he don't even sleep for Abuja. He's arrived around that time 1 o'clock. They kill him around that time 12 o'clock. You know, you will sleep for Abuja. He say, innocent boy. So and them cause all of these things. If I get suspect, leave them and go. And I didn't give them false hope. Now because any person when see the hate is not correct. You understand? We suffer this issue of Boko Haram. We suffer very, very well. That's why all the youth now, they are hate. They are not correct. I'm telling you the truth.
A resident at the Durumi IDP camp, Fatima Ismail, has had a fair share of negative side of life. She is seen in a zinc-sheltered home with a leaking roof preparing her children to go to school. She gives them breakfast and proceeds to bath them. As a result of lack of household resources, she bathes her children in a big bowl with detergent used for doing the dishes and laundry, and uses the water used in bathing and rinsing the soap off their bodies to wash her dirty clothes. This is an evidence of a poor hygiene amongst residents of the IDP camp. The mother of 4 had been pregnant 5 times with 4 sets of twins. Her first child died at 4 years, and she lost one of every set of twins during birth as a result of the health implication of walking very long distances while escaping from Boko Haram. Her husband is currently receiving treatment as he has cancer of the legs and is about being amputated. The women in the camp have little or no source of income, and this leads to lack of sustainable welfare for them. Liatu disclosed that out of a minimum of 300 women, only a maximum of 60 women are empowered, and this is visible as we see a car delivering bags of charcoal for the women to sell.
We have some NGOs, non-governmental NGOs. We have many people that they are coming here and teaching us civil accusation. We thank God for them. I cannot say they didn't do good for us, even though some they left this camp, they made the IDPs, some they are just coming to make the money for IDPs, but some they are coming with one mind. So they are coming here and teach us. Some they will teach like 50 women, so 60 women like this, some hundreds women. They will tell me that they are going to give them the empowerment. So the women, they will put their effort, put their strength to learn this thing very well. At the end, they will come and give like 5 or 4. And practice makes perfect. Before you know, those ones that they have learned before, they will forget it. They will just forget. Those ones that they give them, they are trying to do it and sell it. So they are not saying they didn't do good. They do good as they give me the experience. But practice makes perfect. So that's why I take suggestion on that. If you want to come here and do family and do skills for here, I will beg you. I will join you with God. I say, I beg. Tell me the truth. And pick the one that you want to teach them and give them this empowerment. Give you a small money. Let them go and do it so that they will take care of themselves. Small. When you leave this camp, how long we are going to continue begging? Because now we are west from Abuja. If we not go inside the town, we are all those villages, we know it. We go and sell it and come back. So that's why now we are getting small people that are coming and teach them and give them small empowerment to make their safe, to solve their own problem. And still yet we have like 320 women in this camp. And we have some of the women that came from Cameroon, December last year. Those ones, we didn't include them among those. So these 320 women now, most of them, we didn't reach like 100 women are doing business. It is like 50 or 60 that are doing business. All the rest are sitting in the house.
In a bid to provide sustainable welfare project for the internally displaced persons, individuals, NGOs, governments, and other private bodies visit the IDP camps during celebrations and events with gifts, welfare relief materials, and sensitization on important topics of discourse. This act of solidarity is aimed at supporting the young girls, boys, women, and men in IDP camps.
Do you know what it means to be a medical doctor? May God grant your request. Amen.
Having seen the living conditions of persons residing in internally displaced camps, it can be said that the residents are not living up to the standard of an average Nigerian. Recently, the federal government launched a national policy on IDPs that draws from international legal instruments with a desire to find a durable solution to their problem. While we wait for this to be implemented, we can help ease the burden of the residents at the IDP camp by taking responsibilities to ensure the sustainability of the welfare of IDPs. Despite these challenges, they are seen making the best of their situation by making themselves happy in their own way. Indeed, they are displaced, but not replaced.